Welcome. This is kind of exciting. The beginning of the Days of 47. The Days of 47 typically start after we get done with celebrating our country's birthday on the 4th of July, and then we begin to celebrate really the beginning of our state. Our state's birthday is in January, of course, but the beginning of our state, when people began to start coming here, is in July. When Mormon pioneers entered in July of 1847. We celebrate that day of importance in our state because we celebrate pioneers. But not only the pioneers from that time, we celebrate pioneers in our day too. And this year's theme of the Days of 47 is Press Forward Pioneers. And the activities and events of this activity, this celebration, is all about that theme of pressing forward, and no matter what the conditions of our lives, no matter where we are or what we're doing, pressing forward in the pioneering spirit of courage, of family values, of caring about one another wherever we might be. And this is a great time of year and a great event and a great celebration. But you know, there's something missing, and I thought we had some seats up here for royalty. Are we missing the royalty, Greg? A little about the royalty every year for a number of years. In fact, I don't know the history. Kathy, how long have we been doing royalty? Since the beginning of time. We've been doing royalty. These young ladies, 1947, these wonderful young ladies come from Salt Lake in Utah County. They were part of a group of, I think, 60 or 70 contestants who participated, and we're thrilled to have them as our royalty this year.
Ah, here they come.
And they're on their way. Ashley and Megan, come right up. Was it that bad?
No, it was fun.
Ashley Curl and Megan Howell, come stand right here. Thank you. Courtney Curtis is on her way in a wagon being led by two tremendous draft horses that are owned by Jack McKee. These horses are bigger than any of us combined. These horses, Tom and Jasper, are, in fact, Jack is right there, if I could just get behind you.
Oh, yes.
Jack is right here. He's our poster child, as it were, if you call a 93-year-old man a poster child, our poster adult. But he's the, Greg, is it the national champion?
Yeah, these are the national draft horse champions in the heavyweight division.
And heavyweight's an understatement. Pulling horses.
Pulling horses.
Yeah, these are draft pulling horses, and these weigh about 2,600 pounds each. Look at that wave. She's got that perfected, man. The Gentle Giants, these horses. These are amazing. Again, 2,600 pounds apiece.
Come on, Jack.
Come on, Jack.
Thank you.
I can jump off that way for the next fall.
Jack is going to come right up as well. Again, this is our poster young'un, 93 years old.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Here he comes.
Once you're up, you're up.
While Jack's coming up, let me introduce Clark Karras. We're thrilled to be here at the, come on up, Clark. We're really thrilled to be here at the State Fair Park. This year's activities at the State Fair Park will include Family Fun Day, which frankly is tomorrow.
The home of a lot of the original Days of 47 activities. And the Days of 47 rodeo was held here, and we're just thrilled that tomorrow 20,000 of your closest friends and family will join us here. And again, on behalf of Governor Herbert, the state legislature, and the Utah State Fair Park team, we want to welcome the Days of 47 back to a place where, I guess you could say, it's two of the oldest celebrations in the state of Utah. We're on our 156th year, and I think you guys started right after the pioneers got here. So thank you.
Let's do the math.
Yeah, that's right.
With all due respect, aren't you one of the other oldest celebrations in the state?
I guess.
You remember?
Yeah, he came into the pioneers, huh?
I remember when they used to hold the rodeo down in front of the old grandstand.
Yeah.
They used to have races,
Yep.
horse races.
The rodeo was here. The Days of 47 rodeo first started here. That's the truth. This Days of 47 activity actually began just before Jack was born in 1849, just after the pioneers came into the valley. And the modern celebration of Days of 47 actually began in 1836. Before that, it was called Covered Wagon Days, starting in 1849, going to 1936. Then after that, it's been Days of 47 from there on out. Days of 47 includes a number of activities. There's a world-famous rodeo, of course, one of the largest parades in the United States. The rodeo goes 7 days from the 18th to the 25th. The parade is, of course, on the 25th because Pioneer Day, the 24th, is on a Sunday this year. Other activities that we'll hand out some press information, but other activities include today is the Pops concert in Symphony Hall. That's tonight. Tomorrow, as well, is the second Pops concert. We wish Sterling Polson were here. He was going to try to get here. He'll be the conductor and moderator and chief dish and bottle washer tomorrow, tonight and tomorrow at the Pops concert. Next week, on Wednesday the 13th, is the Pioneers of Progress, which is an activity which honors Utahns who've made tremendous contributions to both the local, to the state's community, to the state's benefit, as well as to the national benefit. We're honoring two tremendous people, actually honoring 7 tremendous people, 2 of whom are Bishop John Wester of the Catholic Diocese of Utah, as well as M. Russell Ballard of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, giving them the President's Award for the tremendous work they've done in creating an ecumenical spirit amongst our community, not just in our state, but in our region. One of the fun events of the year, all of these, well, for the most part, these events are free to the public. One of the really fun events of the year is the Youth Parade, which is a week from tomorrow, the 16th, beginning at 9 o'clock. It'll start on the northeast corner of Trolley Square, and we'll go right down to the City-County building. For women and children, men and boys and children of all ages, including Jack McKee. So it'll be a tremendous activity. After that, at the Washington Square at the City and County building again, will be the Youth Festival, which is again open to anybody who wants to come. One of the highlights of this year's festival, this year's Days of 47, will be the parade preview, which is on July 20th and 21st at the Southtown Exhibition Center. And this will be all the floats in the parade, or the majority of the floats that are in the parade, will be at the Southtown Exhibition Center for you to come and look at. So you won't have to sit in the heat of the parade route and see the parade. You see the floats go by quickly. You can sit there and look at them to your heart's content, and that should be a lot of fun. But most of all, Days of 47 is about celebrating our pioneer heritage, the values of those pioneers that came to this valley in 1847, seeking freedom of religion, freedom to worship according to the desire of their own conscience, seeking freedom from oppression, and the courage that those good people required to come across the plains in very difficult circumstances is part of our heritage. But beyond that, it's really part of our lives today. And that's probably why we continue to celebrate Days of 47, is to celebrate that heritage that is in our lives and exemplified by many of those who are in our community. I was a couple of weeks ago at the Heartland Apartments meeting with some Somali refugees. And these Somali refugees are as much pioneers in our day as my ancestors who came in the Martin Handcart Company over 100 years ago. We have pioneers in our midst, and this day, this month of activity, Days of 47, is to celebrate that pioneer heritage then, now, and to celebrate what will be the pioneer heritage for every one of us as we exemplify those values into the future. So thank you for coming today. Thanks for your support of these events. We have a number of the event chairs here. We'll turn the time over to them. But first of all, I think we have some press packets to hand out, and I think we'll have these wonderful young women do that.
Thank you.
Any questions before we call it good and head over for some pioneering treats? Yes, ma'am. Tell me who you are and where you're from.
Katie Drake, Salt Lake Tribune.
Katie Drinks. Wonderful.
What's the status of the horse parade? Is that still canceled?
The horse parade is still canceled.
Okay.
And there have been some continuing questions, and Merle Thurgood is here from our horse parade. The horse parade was canceled in mid-June because of concern about the EHV1 virus. That at that point had been an ongoing problem for equestrian activities, not just in Utah. Unfortunately, the actual outbreak started in Ogden with the cutting horse competition. But there was concern not just in Utah, but across the region. And so our sense as a board was, after meeting with the state veterinarian and talking to Merle and other horse aficionados and promoters, that it really was probably best to lay out off for a year. We'll have the horse parade in 2012, but most importantly, there'll be horses in the youth parade, there'll be horses in the main parade, and my suspicion is, Dell and Brad, is there'll be horses in the rodeo. A few horses in the rodeo? All right. Just as a matter of information for you, Katie, the state veterinarian came out just after we had said, you know, just because of the issues of this particular year, we're not going to have the horse parade. He came out 3 or 4 days later and said, you know, we think we've got this under control. But the concern was at the point that we made the decision, it was not under control. Does that help? Perfect.
I'd just like to mention that at Pioneer Museum, we will have an open house after the parade,
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you.
and that goes from 12 noon until 4, and we'll have activities and entertainment and refreshments.
And did you hear that? Refreshments. Refreshments. Anything like that's got to have refreshments. That's at the Daughters of Utah Pioneer Museum, which is just at the very north end of Main Street. Marvelous. Just to the west of the Capitol building. Great. Now, again, we've got press packets, got hats for all of you, so you can say, yes, I went to a Western activity. I don't see many of you having boots on. I want you to know I've got my boots on.
You want to introduce the chairs?
I'm going to. But these are for all of you, activity and events posters as well. Let me just quickly introduce the event chairs if I could. Sherry Evans, would you stand, please? Sherry is the chairman of our Pioneer of Progress. We mentioned that we were honoring this year 7 wonderful people, among whom are Bishop Wester and Elder Ballard. France Davis, who's pastor of Calvary Baptist Church, is also being honored for his contributions to education. But Cheryl can answer whatever questions you might have. Del Mark is from the rodeo. Brad Harmon is around here somewhere, also chairman of the rodeo, and will be here to answer questions as they might be asked. Ken Shields is the chairperson for Family Fun Day, which is again tomorrow. 20,000 of your closest friends will be here gallivanting around tomorrow, and so that should be a lot of fun. Merle Thorgood's the chairman of the horse parade, which of course we're looking positively and excitedly to next year. So that should be a great thing. Susie, I didn't see Susie. Of course, there's Susie right there. Susie, who's chair of the Youth Festival, is here. If you'd stand up, Susie, and wave. Anybody else that I missed? All right. Thanks again for coming. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Otherwise, grab press information and then go down and have some Dutch oven cooking. And again, thanks to Ashley and Megan, and where'd Megan go? Megan, there's Ashley and Courtney. I got you, Courtney. Who are royalty this year. And Megan and Courtney, come right on up. Thanks, everyone.